Rachel Vidoni is a professional writer, essayist, and blogger. According to her, she's a mediocre mother to 3 pretty neat kids. Right now, she's in the process of reinventing herself and is currently working on a book of essays. Who couldn't use more bathroom reading?
Lessons That Don't Sink In by Rachel Vidoni. My 12-year-old son doesn't enjoy loading the dishwasher. Even after repeated attempts to show him how to utilize all the space in both racks, he takes the path of least resistance, loading a few large objects into the washer and leaving piles of dirty dishes that don't fit in the sink. My usual modus operandi is to have him re-navigate the dishes while I stand with arms folded, looking on disapprovingly. Apparently, this approach doesn't work with teenagers. Who knew? He's my first. I'm making all my mistakes with him. Given that direct instructions weren't working, the other evening I decided to switch up my tactics. Guess what, son? Since those dishes didn't fit into the dishwasher, you're going to wash them by hand. I figured this bit of manual labor would give him lots of time to think about loading the dishwasher to capacity, perhaps encourage a bit of perspective. He'd have lots of time to ponder the adage, "A stitch in time saves 9." After instructing him to get washing, I busied myself with other kitchen chores, peering over my shoulder at his progress. He grabbed a dish out of the sink, squirted soap onto it, turned on the faucet, and proceeded to start washing. Each dish, individually. What are you doing?" I inquired. "Washing the dishes," he angrily harumphed. "That's not how you do it," I instructed. "You remove the old food bits and carrot shavings from the sink and throw them away. You plug the basin. You fill the sink with hot soapy water. Then you wash the dishes." He was angry to be sure, but he honestly looked a little baffled. The sink filled, he began washing them again. With his bare hands. No dish rag, no scrub brush, no sponge. Just his preteen mitts barely giving the drinking glasses a once-over. I knew he was mad at me, but could it be possible he didn't know how to wash dishes by hand? I had tried to teach him a few basic skills so he wouldn't ever starve or freeze. Consequently, he knew how to boil pasta, chop kindling, and start a fire in the fireplace. Had I failed to show him the most fundamental life skill of all, the one meant to keep away salmonella, food poisoning, and bacteria growth? How to wash the dishes, gasp, the old-fashioned way? "You're supposed to use a rag or brush to wash the dishes, not your bare hands," I instructed, and found a rag and tossed it in the sink. Tears welled up in his eyes, and he spat between gritted teeth. "I've never seen anyone wash dishes like this. Pots and pans, yes, but not dishes." Now, I know you're never supposed to laugh at your children, especially when they are angry and vulnerable, and most especially when they are in this state as teenagers, but I laughed, out loud. What can I say? I'm mediocre at best. "Are you kidding me?" I chuckled. "This is how they washed dishes for centuries before automatic dishwashers were invented. You need to know how to do this. Consider it a life lesson," I quipped. With the angry way he slopped and plopped the dishes around in that soapy sink, you'd think I asked him to learn how to churn his own butter or slaughter the fatted calf for dinner. Because washing every dish in this manner was relatively foreign to him, and let's face it, anger tends to slow a teen down to an almost catatonic pace. What could have taken 15 minutes morphed into almost an hour of passive-aggressive muttering, splashing soapy suds, and the wasting of running water. After all was said and done, I'm pretty sure he didn't use that hand-soaking time to ponder how he could load the dishwasher more efficiently. I'd wager that the stitch-in-time adage never entered his angry teenage brain, being too full, of course, with silent obscenities for his mother. So while my original lesson may have been a big fail, I still won in the end. He now knows how to wash the dishes the old-fashioned way. Learning to churn butter is next.
You can follow her humor and family blog at eastcoastmusings.blogspot.com. You might not be a better parent after reading her blog, but you'll feel like one.